So guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I actually thought Erling Haaland was going to be a big miss for Manchester City. They wasted their money. I thought it was going to take time to adapt to the Premier League, but he surely defied all odds. What predictions did you make and what has actually happened? Let me know down in the comments, because in this video, we're here to talk about mine. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It'll mean a lot to me. Now let's move on. My bottom four, bottom three, either way. To relegate come the end of the season is going to be Southampton, Wolves and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are just going to be above in 18th position because they're playing really well, but I just see some bad run of form just coming very soon. I think they're going to go back to the Championship. Two teams are going to not really escape it. It's going to be Everton and Leicester City. Yep, a lot of people might be like, Everton. Yeah, I feel Everton are going to survive relegation, and Leicester City will just be above in 16th position. Above them is going to be West Ham in 15th position, and I think David Moyes is going to be sacked. So count that as one prediction I've made, going to be sacked at the end of the season or before the end of the season. So for 14th position upward in the Premier League table, I think come the end of the season, Bournemouth are going to finish 14th. Pardon me if you feel otherwise. Comment what you feel in every team. Also finishing above Bournemouth in 13th position for me is going to be just Crystal Palace. Coming in 12th is going to be Leeds. Leeds and Crystal Palace have great managers, but they're just lacking some touch to finish higher than where I've put them in my books. Just above Leeds and Crystal Palace in 11th position is going to be Brentford, and wrapping it up halfway through the table is going to be Aston Villa. Yeah, Aston Villa, you might feel, considering where they are, but I think they have a very good manager who has an aim and who might want to turn the fortunes around for this club just this season. So for 9th, 8th and 5th position, did I say 5th? For 9th, 8th and 7th position, 9th position for me is going to be Brighton, and 8th position is going to be Fulham. Yeah, these are two teams that have never pushed that high, but I think it's just going to be that year that they just go beyond, above and beyond, and finish this high. 9th and 8th for Brighton and Fulham. In 7th position, no prize for guessing. Some might agree with me, some might not. It's going to be Spurs. I think Spurs should sack their manager. Not a prediction, but I think it's going to be the best for them. But I think Daniel Levy is going to stick with him. So it was true, ticking true to the end. So those are the 9th, 8th and 7th position. Up next is going to be the 6th to the 1st, which is going to be the champion. So in 6th position is that team no one expects to finish 6th, but I think it's going to be Chelsea. Forgive me, they spend a lot of money, but with this manager and how they are currently digging themselves into holes, the game against Crystal Palace, they were hanging on. Let's be very sincere here, we're hanging on. I think they're going to finish 6th and they're going to play in the Europa League, so unfortunately. And just above them is going to be Newcastle. Yeah, and there's talks of Newcastle finishing in the top 4, but I think Liverpool are going to snatch it from them. So Newcastle are going to finish 5th, and in 4th position is none other than Liverpool. 3rd position is going to be Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. I don't sound like a Manchester United fan. I'm not a fan of them, but I think they'll finish 3rd come the end of the season. And second is going to be Manchester City. Yep, 2nd is going to be Manchester City. I think Arsenal are going to eventually come out as champions, because we all know when Manchester City start losing surprising games they should win, games they dominate and eventually lose. That's just the curse of Pep Guardiola. You lose unexpected games in the Champions League, in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup, in all sorts of competition, and then they just start losing their mojo. I think the Premier League is going to be out of it, because any season they haven't won the Premier League under Pep Guardiola, they've always finished 2nd, apart from the first season he was in England. So I think that is going to be the fate of Manchester City. So Arsenal are going to finish as champions. Arsenal fans, you happy? So to some individual records, so for my prediction, let's start with the goal scorer of the Premier League. He's just scoring for fun. Erling Haaland, I think he's going to score 38 goals come the end of the Premier League season. Do you think he's going to score more? Do you think he's going to score less? How many do you think he's going to score? Make sure you comment. Liverpool signed Darwin Núñez for £85 million, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they're copying City or just emulating, but they also needed a striker after Sadio Mane left. But this guy has been a flop. He's been trolled on social media. I think come the end of the season, he's just going to score. It's going to squeeze like water out of the rock, 18 goals. Do you think he's going to score as much as that, or do you think he's going to score less than that? Make sure you comment down in the section below. For managers who are going to be sacked, like I said, David Moyes will be sacked come the end of the season, and Graham Potter will be sacked. I want him gone, and I predict that Chelsea are going to cut loose with that guy eventually. So those are the two managers I think will be sacked. Antonio Conte should be sacked, but it's not a prediction. I just want him out of the job. He's an anti-attacking manager, and if you just be Spurs doing himself a favor by sacking him. So now for some club records, I think Newcastle are just going to narrowly miss out on Chelsea's record on the most least goals conceded in the Premier League season, which is 15 under Jose Mourinho. I think they're going to concede 18 goals. They've already conceded 11, but half the season's already gone. I'm not sure they're going to concede that same amount of 11 in the other half because they conceded 3 to City in one game. Maybe the reverse fixture, they might concede less, maybe 1 or 2. You never can know. And also, no prizes for guessing, City are going to be the top scoring team of the Premier League. Yeah, towards the end, City are going to be the top scoring team. Southampton seems to have improved their defense under Nathan Jones, although I still feel like they're going to go down when I was mentioning out the table. But for the team that are going to concede the most is the team who, before with that defensive team, Wolverhampton Wanderers under Bruno Lage, once they cut loose to that guy, I think Wolves are going to concede the most goals by the end of the Premier League season. Wolves or Leicester City. Those are really going to be the two because Leicester City players are playing with 0-0. But what predictions do you have for the Premier League season? Because this is where I'm going to come to an end. Make sure you watch out for these players. James Ward-Prowse for Southampton. You must watch out for that guy. Just be you not doing yourself a harm not looking out for him. Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford of Liverpool, of Manchester United, pardon me. Liverpool players, not much to really look out for because they've been really underwhelming. Mikhail Modric, the new signing for Chelsea, and also João Felix, those are players to look out for. João Felix, not a big one for me, but Mikhail Modric, surely one to look out for. And Aston Villa, you should look out for Leon Bailey. I think he's going to get the mojo he's been looking for, and it's going to be Unai Emery's man. Aston Villa are going to push very, very high, maybe finish 10th in my earlier predictions. So those are the 3 players, or few players you should just watch out for keenly. I think you should also watch out for Yuri Tielemans. I have this feeling he's going to be the one to bolster Leicester City not getting into relegation. But whatever predictions you have for the Premier League season, make sure you put it down in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe please. I'll really, really appreciate it, and you will do me a favor. Bye bye for now. I'll see you all next time.